Hello. So this is part 5 of this Chrono Trigger Let's Play thing. But before I started, I wanted to talk about a few things that I just kind of noted down before I started playing today. And so yeah, basically like a combination of my other videos and a Let's Play or whatever. So I just figured might as well just do that at the start of this instead of making some separate video or something. Uh, Something weird I noticed. This one, probably won't. Anyone won't really be able to relate to it, but I don't know. It seems like it kind of feels like my facial hair recently. Like I kind of noticed it's been growing like faster than it used to, or something. Because I remember, I take like a shower every like 4 days. I take like 4 days, and then I take a shower on that fourth day, or kind of thing. Because unless there's some specific reason, like I get dirty doing something else. But if not, I usually do 4 days and then a shower, and that means also 4 days between shaving my like face and stuff. I use an electric razor that's it's pretty fairly old, but it works well. It's like a Phillips razor. Um, and it hasn't been sharpened in ever, so, or like the little blades in it and stuff. So, but like I used to, after 4 days, it would feel like my facial hair was getting like a little bit long and stuff, but it wasn't like so terribly noticeable that it was like that long, I guess. But then now, after 4 days, just recently, it feels like almost 5 or 6 days of like not shaving. It feels like it's really weird. Like even today, I literally showered and shaved yesterday night. Like not even, what would that be? It was like 10 p.m. that I took the shower and all that. That'd be uh okay. Now I feel dumb. I guess 10 a.m. So it's like, yeah, over 12 hours. But even then, like my facial hair feels longer than I remember it would after that amount of time. Like I don't know. And this is not so much. I don't think like for whatever reason, I don't think like anything like, oh yeah, my testosterone levels have gone up or something. I have no clue. I've never gotten that tested, but uh I don't know. It almost feels like one of those things where it's some kind of like symptom of stuff going faster or something. It's just weird. Like just definitely time going faster, but just that was just like one of those potentially symptoms of that in a way that I've noticed recently. Um oh yeah. I'll talk about that just as a note. Yeah, I just have them in my notes or whatever. Just the things that I think I'll talk about longer than others. Um, so I was confused in, I think, the second or third part. I think probably the third part with the what the Naga et bromide item was. And I guess I didn't look it up necessarily, but I looked up something else, but then it got brought up in there, and I just read about it because of that. Bromide, I guess in Japanese, is like basically a term for like a soft core, or kind of like a pinup picture of something. So basically, it is a somewhat erotic picture of one of those enemies, the Naga enemies. So I guess that makes sense. But I was confused because I was like, isn't bromide like a chemical? Isn't bromide like a chemical substance or some shit? And I looked up bromide, and it's like, yeah, it's like a chemical substance in some way, some name for a chemical thing. So in that case, I don't know why the English translation, they didn't just name it something like, yeah, I don't know why they didn't name it something else. Like it's, they could they could have just said Naga pin up or something. But who knows? Maybe they wanted to keep it purposely confusing so it wouldn't come off as, oh, this is sexual pornographic or something. I don't know. Definitely strange name. Other thing, We were commenting about Chrono, and possibly maybe he's seen as like almost like a stranger or like a bad boy kind of by Meryl or whatever. And I was thinking, I was like, yeah, where's Chrono's dad in this equation? Like obviously you see Meryl's dad, and yeah, actually I don't know if you ever see the Queen, but you see Meryl's dad, the king, the 33rd king. Um, you see Lupa's dad, the guy with the, the machine, the mechanic, the machine guy. You see her dad. You don't see her mom. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. You see her mom. Her mom lives in the house. Her mom is at the house, so she has her mom and her dad. Now, why does Luca act like a tomboy? Kind of. I don't know. Maybe that gets explained later. She obviously has some kind of like slight insecurity or something about her abilities. At least she doesn't like to take Meryl's. She didn't. She doesn't really agree with Meryl's compliment of how like great she is and stuff. Um, so I'm sure that gets expanded upon. I would imagine maybe that gets expanded upon. But yeah, Chrono's mom is in the picture, just called Mom. So it's obviously kind of there. She doesn't even have like a name necessarily. So the game obviously wants you to put yourself in Chrono's shoes, as well as you're the one who makes decisions and says stuff that he says, kind of like yes or no most of the time. But so the game wants to put you in Chrono's shoes, but it is funny that as far as what Rudy said, as well as what I was ascertaining, is that his dad does not appear to be mentioned or in the picture as far as we can see. Which is curious. So maybe Chrono lived in somewhat of a broken house, or maybe Chrono is living in grew up in a single mother household. and he's all fucked up, and he's seen as some kind of bad boy or some bullshit. I mean, yeah, he goes to prison technically, and then he breaks out and shit. So I don't know, kind of a funny thing to think of when you imagine it. Like, I mean, he's obviously not a bad guy. At least I guess you don't have to be or see it that way. I don't know. Um, and yeah, on the reality generation stuff that Rudy was kind of talking about, at least as I'm recording today, he talked about just a few hours ago. Um, just the thing that I wanted to note is that like over the past like year, I haven't really been doing that much, getting much progress on some of my like Daggerfall Unity like mod projects and stuff personally. But since then, there's been a lot of people that have like jumped in. Not a lot, but like a fair amount of people that have jumped in recently into the modding stuff and actually making mods. And they've been doing a lot of stuff that I would have wanted to do, or features I've wanted to see, and kind of like doing those things. So like instead of me being the one directly doing this stuff, it's almost like to some extent like I still some of these things I still would want to have my own version of it because I have my own like preferences and ways that I'd like to see stuff realized and all that. But at the same time, them being around gives me good examples for that stuff, as well as just kind of accomplishing somewhat of that role in a way, that fulfilling those features that I'd kind of wanted in some way, shape, or form. So it's interesting to see maybe even me just not doing these things personally, I'm almost manifesting people to do those things that I kind of desire in a way, if that makes any sense. It's not like I'm generating a computer monitor being given to me for free like you did, Rudy. You kind of feel like that, but manifesting the people that are working on stuff that I kind of want to exist, but not even doing it myself, just it happening because of that. So maybe that's something to consider. Matt, his video he released today with the AI generation, generative AI stuff, and the VO3 and all that, and him talking about how it's they're like obviously purposely destroying the movie industry, the at least the how the movie industry was for the longest time to an extent, how it worked. Them purposely destroying movies and that medium to likely use that as a way to make it so people are like they'll accept the AI generated movies much more when they realize like, oh my god, look how shitty Disney's production is with people making it. But then like you see the AI making this stuff and it's so much better like in comparison. So they'll be more willing to accept that. And I'm thinking almost the same thing is probably happening in the video game industry. The obviously made that on purpose stuff, like going through the entire showcase, like every showcase, like recently, like Nintendo, uh, Xbox, Sony, PC, like all those showcases that they did like a few days ago. Like probably hundreds of games like shown, and like almost none of them really look interesting or enticing at all. Like, and just filled to the brim with the DEI woke bullshit, whatever, like all that agenda pushing nonsense. Um, but then it's like, well, they also keep talking about the AI generating like video games and stuff, just in the same way of the videos. And I'm thinking the same kind of deal, like, well, and as well as them pushing the prices of these games that are just becoming shittier and shittier, saying, oh yeah, $80 for the Outer Worlds 2, like this crap, this game that's almost definitely going to be mediocre as shit, just like the first game was. So them pushing that, um, and saying, oh yeah, this is now going to be $80. This is the new normal for the pricing of games. So just pushing everybody away from the industry in so many ways and in so many directions to make everybody like dislike modern video games and everything. And then it's going to come in now that everything is shit. Even the shittiest AI generated games, to an extent, people are going to actually be like, oh man, this is pretty good, because in comparison, for how shitty these other games were, the modern games are, these are actually pretty decent in comparison. So they'll start flocking towards these AI generated indie games, most likely. And being indie games, they will charge less as well. So that's just my little, not even prediction, but what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's probably on the horizon as well, is them trying to normalize the shitification of all this stuff, and then they'll be using that to lower the standards of everybody, and then also use that to be like, hey, look, see how great AI generated games are, man. Like, you don't need these AAA bullshit. And then the last thing I have noted down, people complaining about the colors used in modern games. Matt mentioned at the end of his video the magenta, like magenta color and all that stuff. And it was funny because when I was watching some of those gaming showcase things a few days ago for the all these games, the guys that I was watching, they did mention the colors being used like in all these games, seemingly the art styles and all the colors that they use way too much. It is like predominantly stuff like purple and pink, like these people thinking it's like the trans color pushing, which I guess as well as it is, like trans and all that shit color pushing, oversaturated, flamboyant, whatever you want to say, colors like that. Um, but then I look at it right away and hear that, and I'm like, purple and pink. Well, that's magenta. That's magenta. That's magenta. And you look at it, and it's like, yeah, it's fucking like the magenta pushing all around with that as well. So just a little bit rapid fire topic stuff there, schizo stuff there. But I guess that's all I wanted to say on that stuff. Um, so I guess let's actually start the game proper now. Let's see, how do I change it? Video full screen. And then I think that to escape to bring that back up. Load game. Load game position. I wonder if I could do that. Oh wait, no, I have to load the game first, I believe. And then I could load the state. Load game position 0. Okay. And then get rid of that. Okay. So we are in this dark future. And we're gonna go into Lab 16. Pretty jamming music for post-apocalyptic lab or whatever. The hell? Oh, fucker. Okay. What did I do? I don't even know. Yeah, I should kill the stupid plant, but I don't know why. I don't feel like it. I read somewhere that that this apparently is a really good place to farm, like, money. Because, like, one of the enemies drops, like, ethers all the time. Drops, like, ethers all the time. And then you can sell those for a lot. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So, yeah, I guess Luca's scope doesn't, Luca's scope does not, show boss HP, so it's pretty useless against bosses, but, it does show these kind of enemies' HP. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, that power capsule I gave to Luca was useless because, as I kind of expected, power only affects characters who use melee, which they do not. Their primary thing is from hit. Speed also does not increase from level, it only increases from items. And speed caps at 16, so Chrono actually has a very high base speed. And Luca has a very slow base speed. The defense stat, I learned, is just like the magic stat. I don't know why they don't mention that in the same way, but defense can go up to maximum 256. Just, you know, the 8-bit and 8-bit integer or whatever. But it is a physical damage reduction, at least based on what the fan wiki said. It's a physical damage reduction by a percentage, divided by, like, 256. So, if you have 128... I guess, if approximately you have 128 defense, that means you have 50% damage reduction from physical attacks. And if you had 256 defense, which is probably not really feasible to get, you'd have 100% damage reduction. So probably about, at this level, like, probably like 64. So let's say Chrono almost has 64. Once he's at 64, he technically has 25% damage reduction from physical attacks, at least. That's useful to know. I didn't learn anything about, like, critting or anything, so that wasn't too helpful. If I can remember anything else, I'll bring it up, but, Yeah, that's the stuff that I kind of read about. And yeah, evasion is dodging attacks. I haven't seen any enemies miss any of their attacks as far as I've seen. Yeah. Fucker. Man, Chrono is fucking fast as shit. Yeah, I guess the man-eaters are the ones that could drop that. Alright, so I'm glad I didn't buy that sword then, because I just got it. So, there you go. Got it for free. And yeah, I did notice from the video your sprite in combat does change based on what you have in your, what you have equipped or whatever. Berserker. What is that? Oh. I wonder by how much. Because that is quite the trade-off, but maybe it'd be useful for grinding like this. Doesn't say, unfortunately, but, it's probably a good amount, but we'll see, I guess. I'll probably test it out if I start grinding for something. Apparently there's a, like, 65,000 gold really good sword that, Chrono can get. So I might grind for that, even though I'm sure I don't need to. Whatever. Fucking little shits. Oh, nice. Wow, that's quite the upgrade. God damn it. That's the only thing, is the targeting. I always, like, have a hard time targeting the shit that I want, mid-combat. Or fuck it up, at least. Nice. Wow, holy shit. God damn. Fuck you. Let me guess, immune to physical, or just really hard to hit? Yeah. Yeah. My gamer sense tells me when it does shit like that. Provoke? Who's that? Is that Chrono? Provoke. That's a really weird name for a confuse effect. Yeah, that is some weird translation if you ask me, but okay. Provoke. What in the hell is that? The fuck is that thing? Ugh. Fucking creepy. What? Okay. What happened? Oh, okay, so these guys just slow. But, yeah, I was like, I guess provoke. Yeah, I don't know, that's a weird ability name. Alright, well, you guys made it easy there. I can't imagine what this thing is. But it's creepy as shit, that's for sure. Mutant. Yeah, that certainly looks like something like a mutant of some kind. Now, did it confuse it, or what? I guess it didn't. Alright, that seems like a not that useful attack ability, but okay. By itself, at least. Thing is a lot more creepy than it is threatening, it seems. Wait, no. Save. God damn it. That's one thing with this game's. That's one thing I'll say that the way that it has like the graphics of the areas, it can be kind of tough to, especially in this like part of the game, this chapter or whatever this moment in history, in the game, it's kind of hard to tell like what is interactable and what isn't, like what is a background object and what is not. I want to see what the rat doing. Or whatever it is. Okay, that's curious to have a statue like that. Oh, motherfucker. Should change the combat speed. That's gonna do anything. Ow. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. You could change who's... I didn't know you fucking do that. That is interesting. Oh, shit. I was fucking around too long. Oh boy. Alright. That was stupid, but... I think I'm just gonna get a game over. Yes. Well, that's my first game over, but, yeah. I think what I'm gonna do next time is just, kill one of the bits, probably the left one, and then leave it, because I don't know if he's gonna revive it, but then start actually doing damage to the main body as well. And just use Aura Whirl after he does that attack or whatever. The AoE attack, the actual dangerous one. Wow, he got wrecked. Okay, maybe I will kill both bits. Because he seems to hurt quite a bit still, but maybe not, I don't know. That doesn't seem to hurt nearly as much as some of this other shit, I guess. Uh-oh. Uh, okay. We stabilized from that. Come on! Come on, Meryl, I want to stabilize. Please, thank you. Alright. Rudy, this is probably cringe as fuck to watch. I'm sure this is probably not how you're supposed to do this fight. And maybe the Guardian body gets way weaker if you attack the bits first or some shit. Now I just start wailing on it. Fuck it. I don't think it changed the defense, but I don't think it could do anything while the bits are dead. Okay, yeah, that works. That was probably cringe as fuck to watch, but I guess it worked. And I only had to use revive, I think once. Maybe twice, and a bunch of tonics and stuff, but, yeah, that could have been worse, I guess. Ouch. Okay, then. I wonder if I could have done that without fighting the boss then. Probably. Hello? I can't even touch this thing now, it seems. I mean, I'm hitting the L and R, I'm holding them, and I'm pressing buttons. Curious. Am I missing something? Oops. Tell you everything, Squeak. Press and hold the L and R buttons, and then press the A button to access the secret passage. Alright, am I just blind? I don't know why it's not saying anything now. Alright, it's about an hour, so I'm gonna end this part. And maybe look up what I'm fucking up here, because I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but it's just not working. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb, but... Alright, I'll be right back.